welcome back to my channel. Lisa went ahead and tagged me in an original tag, and it is called the Drugstore Tag, and I'm really excited. I love these, so I'm just going to get into the questions. There's only 7, and the 8th one is who do I tag? The first question is, what do you think is the most iconic drugstore beauty item? That's a really tough one because I can name off several, and with some of these questions, that's kind of not fair because I'll be mentioning them there. So I would probably have to say, oh man, I think everybody, I'm going to go with the answer that Lisa did, and that is the Maybelline Gray Lash, because that has been around for years and years and years and years and years and years and years. Years. It is a great drugstore mascara. It really is. And it's affordable. And whenever you think of makeup, or at least whenever I think of makeup, I think of that. So I'll go with that one. Number 2, what is the first drugstore makeup item you remember using? It was the CoverGirl. It was in a rectangle, and it was one of those cream to powder foundations, and it had the little white square sponge, and then, yeah, I'm sure I looked a hot mess. I'm sure I looked a cakey mess, but I remember using that. What is the one drugstore beauty item you would recommend to skeptics? The Wet n Wild matte lipsticks, the ones that are in the black tube, and then BH Cosmetics eyeshadows, and I say that because it is at Ulta and it's cheap, so definitely those two. Most underrated drugstore item, the e.l.f. eyeshadow primer. e.l.f. eyeshadow primer is like $2, and it's absolutely fantastic, and it works just as well as the regular eyeshadow primers, so definitely that. Some drugstore items worth the hype. The Wet n Wild Catsuit liquid lipsticks, even though they don't stay on all day, at least for me, they're fantastic, especially for the price. They're absolutely fantastic. The BH Cosmetics eyeshadows, although they're not as hyped up as others, they are definitely worth it. The Rimmel Stay Matte powder is worth the hype. I absolutely love that powder. So yeah, those are just a few that I could think of at the top of my head. Are there any categories you think the drugstore does? Are there any categories you think the drugstore does just as well as high-end? Eyeshadow primers, setting sprays, I think nail polish, definitely Sinful Colors in a lot of ways is a lot better than some of the higher end ones like Zoya, and I love Zoya, but Sinful Colors is like $1.99, $2.99 at the most, and it's absolutely fantastic. That's mainly what I have in my collection. What category do you think the drugstore has excelled in the most in recent times? I would have to say eyeshadows. Really, some of these eyeshadows are surprising me that are in the drugstore. Whenever I started to get into makeup, drugstore was not very good with eyeshadows. Wet n Wild was pretty good, but not like they are now. I would definitely have to say eyeshadows. So that is the drugstore tag. For the 8th question, who do I tag? Well, that'll be in the description box below. And even if your name is not down there, I encourage you to go ahead and do this tag. Let's get this circulated around. It's really fun, and for someone who mainly wears high-end, it makes you really think. So I swear I'm not a makeup snob. Really, I promise. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Be sure to give this a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!